Today is the day we've all been waiting for. It is the day we take over the human digestive system. We can plant our stomach lining eating parasites into the form of a sausage and into the organs of innocent 11-year-olds. Sound good?
Yeah.
Good. Now, in order to complete this task, we must start out at the mouth. When the pizza is being prepared to be consumed, I will send you two into the pizza to deploy the virus when you're inside the puny inferior humans.
Well, how will we not die?
Sir, shut up, and trust me on this one, dog.
So what's the plan?
So, you guys will start on said slice of sausage pizza, and you'll be plummeted into the mouth. From there, you'll slide down the esophagus and into where?
The lungs?
No, there is a sphincter in the back of the throat that blocks the lungs from any wandering food item.
Where to next?
The stomach.
What do you do in the stomach?
Well, if you guys had anything more than a kindergarten education, you would know that the stomach breaks down food in preparation to go into the small intestine.
Ah, okay. But what happens with the food left over? Goes to food heaven, duh. Oh, okay.
Idiots. There's one organ left, and it's called the large intestine.
My mom told me I had a large intestine.
She probably meant large decrease in intelligence after preschool.
How do I preschool?
Moving on. The large intestine, where it transfers into the colon. That's right, the colon. The colon absorbs most of the water from the leftover waste. This leaves big piles of, U2. U2, or feces, stay in the large intestine until it's time to go. Get rid of it, you know. And then your journey will end.
And then we can have world domination? And tacos?
You know what? I don't even care anymore.
Dude, I wonder what cats are thinking.
Dude, it's probably about world domination or something.
No, seriously, like, what if we had some kind of, like, mind reading device and then we could, like, hook it up and see what they're thinking?
At some yard sale a while ago, we got a mind reading device. We never got it to work. We could hook it up to one of Gage's cats.
Oh, yes. Go get it now.
Hold the cage.
Well, here goes nothing.
I wonder when Gage is going to notice I used his pedals in a litter box.
Turn that off. I don't want to hear anymore.
Gross.
You're right. Bring me the other cat.
Here's Gandalf.
The intestine is covered with villi, and the villi are covered in microvilli to help absorb nutrients.
Dude, I don't want to listen to no sciencey stuff.
Shut your face and listen.
The small intestine is made up of three parts, the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. The duodenum absorbs most simple sugars, amino acids, and minerals. The jejunum absorbs glucose, amino acids, and vitamin C, most B vitamins, and some water. The ileum absorbs fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin B12, fatty acids, cholesterol, and some water.
My ears, they're burning.
Water is absorbed into the large intestine around 1 liter a day.
Stop talking, Kitty.
I was just gonna talk about how the large intestine eliminates feces through the anus, but I guess you don't want to hear about it. Wait. Go on.
No, you obviously don't want to hear it. I'll just leave.
No. Tell me about the anus.
Bye-bye.
No.
Mom, tell me about the
You guys ever wonder what it's like when a piece of sausage pizza goes through the digestive system?
Dude, we're eating tacos. What makes you think of that?
I don't know, pizza's good too. Well, anyway, think about it. In the mouth, the start of both mechanical and chemical digestion occurs. Your teeth grind up the pieces of the pizza into small parts so you can swallow it easier.
How do you know all that?
I read Sports Illustrated.
Oh, that makes sense.
Anyway, chemical digestion starts to occur in the mouth as well. The salivary glands create saliva, which contains an enzyme called amylase. Amylase helps break down complex starches into simple sugars, like in the bread.
Makes sense.
Hey, dude, can I have another taco?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks.
So what's next, Gage?
Well, after swallowing, it goes to the esophagus. Not much happens inside the esophagus besides a bit of mechanical digestion where the food is being pushed down the esophagus to the stomach through peristalsis.
Will I push down the tacos?
Yes, it will.
Anyway, go on, dog.
After the esophagus pushes down all the food into the stomach, it falls into the hydrochloric acid below, in which enzymes work best in to break down most bacteria on the food. Pepsin that was then released breaks down proteins into smaller peptide chains. Why does it break down the proteins?
To be digested as amino acids later?
My mom called me an amino acid once.
Alright. And yes, Delaney, they will be digested as amino acids later on in the small intestine. Meanwhile, the mechanical portion is that the walls of the stomach are constantly turning food into chyme. Where does it go next?
The colon.
No. The small intestine. Since the food is already acidic from the hydrochloric acid in the stomach, the bile from the liver makes it alkaline or basic, so that the pancreatic juices can act on the food. Bile aids in the digestion of fats, which exist as fat globules, and breaks them into smaller ones.
Delaney, do you know what happens next?
I think so. The pancreas releases trypsin and a few other enzymes act on those smaller fats. Then the small intestine secretes intestinal juices that convert the proteins into amino acids, glucose into carbohydrates, and fats into fatty acids. All of these are absorbed by villi, right?
Absolutely correct. The waste materials are moved on. And up next is... your foot.
No, the large intestine. In the large intestine, water is absorbed from the waste materials and moved to the end through peristalsis. Then, we end up with Frankie at the end of the digestive system.
Yay.